okay, you got this. Just smile, they don't need to know how you feel. You've done this before, right? They don't want to hear you're tired or I'm struggling. So just bear with it.
Hey Aina, how are you doing? How are you handling all the work?
Everything's good, a bit busy, but managing. You just have to keep going.
You're so impressive. I really don't know how you do it. I'm losing my mind here.
Everyone's losing their mind at this point. Some of us just hide it better.
Yeah?
Some of us just hide it better.
Hey, did you manage to revise yesterday's notes? I barely made it through the first topic.
Not really. I tried, but I can't focus. My head's spinning with everything we have to cover. It's like no matter how much I study, it's never enough.
Oh, tell me about it, man. I'm terrified. I forgot everything.
Same, but we have to act like, we've got it all under control, which that scares me the most.
True.
I'm tired. Tired with putting up with everything that I've been through. Why do I have to pretend? Why do I have to keep doing this? I don't want to do this anymore. Dana, you're still studying? You need to go to lunch. You can't keep going like this.
If I stop now, I'll fall behind. Everyone else is moving forward, and I can't afford to slow down.
But Dana, you're exhausted. You're burning out.
I know, but that's just how it is. They expect us to be perfect. No mistakes, no excuses.
But Dana, you know you don't have to destroy yourself to prove anything, right?
Maybe, but right now, it feels like I do.
This isn't about complaining. This isn't about being weak. It's about being real. We all wear this mask. We act like we're okay, but we're not. We hide the stress, the fear, the pressure, because we think we're scared that people will think that we're not good enough. But we need to talk about it. We need to show that behind every smile, there's a real person struggling too. This is the mask we wear. And this is our story.
When people say that medical students are stressed, they will respond with, well, it's normal. But it is not. A 2020 study at a Malaysian public university reported that over 57% of medical students experience anxiety. And over 59% is showing symptoms of depression. What does that tell us? That means that more than half of us are actually walking into lectures battling something that is invisible. And on top of that, over 80% reported with moderate to high levels of stress. We have to accept that this is not just, oh, I had a rough week. It is something very serious. We keep pushing, studying, and forcing ourselves to show up. But that doesn't mean that we are okay. These numbers are not complaints. They are a call for us to understand, to know what is the reality beneath the surface of medical school.
We're often told to stay resilient, to keep our heads down and work hard. But the truth is, for some students, it gets really heavy. The same study showed that 15% had severe anxiety and 9% had severe depression. That's not just emotional exhaustion, that's a level where daily functioning becomes hard. The scary part is, many students don't even realize how bad it's gone until they break down. And because we're in medicine, we try to self-manage. We minimize what we feel. But mental health isn't weakness, it's health. And we can't keep pretending we're okay when we're not.
Female students were found to have significantly higher levels of stress, anxiety, and even physical symptoms. And it's not because they're less capable. It's not just hormones or emotional weakness. It's the weight of the expectations, the perfectionism, and the constant comparisons. Many are juggling academics, identity, family goals, all while being expected to smile through it. And when a girl speaks up about being overwhelmed, she's told to toughen up. But this kind of silence isn't strength, it's a warning sign. We talk about equality, but mental health reminds us that some students are carrying invisible loads, and often there's not enough space to say, I'm not okay, without fear or judgment. So it's time we stop dismissing their complaints and struggles and start listening, really listening, before the pressure breaks them.
The pandemic did not create the mental health crisis, but it certainly amplified it. When everything went online, students lost more than just face-to-face classes. They lost peer support, casual conversations, and just the feeling that someone else is struggling there down in the mud with them. It became much easier to feel isolated and much harder to reach out. The line between I'm tired and I'm coping got really blurry really soon. And while lectures and exams continued on, there weren't always a space for students to actually pause and process their own feelings. And right now, we're not talking about blame, but we're just talking about the fact that academic systems doesn't always account for emotional stability and reality.
Even when we feel overwhelmed, many of us don't know where to turn. There's this unspoken rule in medicine that we always have to be strong. Like if we admit we're struggling, people might see us differently. So instead of reaching out, we stay silent. Not because we don't need help or there's no help offered, but because we're scared of what asking might mean. That maybe we're not cut out for this. In the end, we still wear the white coat, we put on a smile and keep pushing through, even when we're suffering inside. The truth is, sometimes support is there, but we don't feel safe enough to use it. And that's the real problem. This culture of silence is dangerous without us realizing. We need a culture where checking our mental health is as normal as checking our vitals.
It's time we stop ignoring the truth. Medical students are not robots. We are humans with limits, emotions, and breaking points. Medicine is undeniably tough, and we sign up knowing that. But we're not asking for shortcuts. What we truly need is emotional space, a place to talk, to process, and to be humans without feeling like we're falling. The white coat doesn't make us invincible, it makes us responsible, not just for our patients, but for ourselves too. That's why we need university to invest in mental health resources, provide support groups, implement flexible policies, and create safe spaces for open conversations. Most of all, we need to stop treating stress as a badge of honor. This isn't a complaint, it's an invitation. An invitation to listen more, to check in more, and to make room for vulnerability without fear. Because true strength doesn't come from staying silent, it comes from being honest about our struggles.
Hello everyone, today we invited one of the medical students from National University of Malaysia. Here we have
one of our interviewee. Can you please introduce your name and year of study?
Hi, my name is Muhammad Nazrin Arif Syabri Kamasha. I'm a first year medical student.
For today's interview, we'll be focusing on a very important topic but often overlooked, which is mental health struggles. We would like to ask you if you have experienced any mental breakdown.
Yeah, of course. I think for all medical students at here, everybody has their own experience about mental breakdown at here.
That's true, I agree to that. Since you've experienced with a mental breakdown, what do you think triggered it?
I think the most recent mental breakdown that I had is during the infection and immunity module. It contained actually a lot of assignments, quizzes, and lab reports. Need to see the microscope, complete the lab report, and so on. And the worst thing, in my opinion, all of these questions will come out in the examination in the OSPE. How the hell we need to remember all these questions and so on?
Do you have anything that you do to cope with it?
Well, initially when I was facing this problem, my mind just macam started to become empty. Then I just started to do macam prayer and try to ask for God. Besides contacting my own body, I also try to contact my parents to ask for their motivational support and so on in order to help me to cope with this problem. Okay, as long as you try your best.
Another question for you. What do you wish your lecturers or peers understood better about your mental state?
Yes, our friends to acknowledge when they see their friend struggle, lack of motivation and so on. They should give advice, trying to comfort the student and so on in order to make them feeling more motivation in order to continue the study.
So from what Nazrin told, a key takeaway is that we shouldn't take mental health problem a simple matter because like he said, it's one of the major problems that students here are facing.
Is Hanani and I'm first year medical student.
After being here for nearly a year, what is your overall outlook on medical student as of this moment? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you feel about it?
Honestly, at first I felt like I can't do this. Then as time goes by, I learn a lot.
It's quite complicated and you feel like you don't really fit in.
Yeah.
So then, using that to go into our second question, because of all of these feelings that you feel, have you ever experienced some sort of mental breakdown? And if so, how was it? What triggered it?
Yeah, I think everyone, experienced some burnout. And honestly, I didn't even realize it was burnout at first. I just thought that, maybe I was too tired, like the normal med school tired. But then it turned out to be into this constant exhaustion. Like my body was awake, but my brain was zoning out. I couldn't think. Everything was fine, and then smile to everyone, talk like everything was normal. But in my head, I was screaming, and no one else knew. And when we had our ELM exam for INI, I was revising a week before, but my brain was just done. I stared at the same slide, same sentence 4 hours, and I couldn't even grasp what the lecture is talking about. So since then, I tried to be more open, but now at least I know that I'm not alone, and yeah, that's something changed my mindset.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It must be a very personal thing for you to share with us.
Hi Chiaher. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
In your opinion, do you think that all medical students are egoistic and snobbish? Yes or no?
No, from my personal experience, so far, if I've ever approached someone for help, they are always willing to help. And if anyone happened to come and ask me for questions or any help in academic or non-academic perspective, I'm also very willing to help. So I don't think so. This is true. I think it's more like a stereotype thing.
Okay, that's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, your future doctor has arrived.
Sorry I'm late. I was busy carrying the healthcare system.
Weren't you just observing a mole removal?
Excuse me, that was a complex dermatological excision. One wrong move and that mole would have been there.
Terrifying.
You know, medical school changes you. You don't understand. I feel like being in medical school, it changes you. For God's sake, I can't even look at people without diagnosing them.
Cool. Do you diagnose your own ego or is that above your pay grade?
There's something you don't know, Hafiz. Ego is essential. Confidence saves lives. That's day one stuff. Do you guys not know that?
And humility? What day do they cover that?
That, my friend, is optional elective. I don't have to take that.
Why are you so egoistic?
You're just saying that because you're jealous of me. I know.
I agree with you.
Hi, Edie.
Hi.
So I've got a question. Can I ask you?
Yeah, sure.
So do you think that med students know what's wrong with you the moment they tell you your symptoms?
If I'm the patient, usually I would think the student will know what I have at the moment. I think because a lot of people assume us as an encyclopedia, and maybe it happened in dramas or movies, but not in the real life, because we need to have like lab investigation, physical examination for us to really conclude what actually their disease at the moment. So we cannot only assume someone have this type of maybe cancer, but only they saying they have fever. So that's my opinion.
Thank you for your view.
My stomach hurts. Diagnose me. Am I dying?
Oh my god. Do you have abdominal pain? Any nausea? Any changes in stool?
It's just kinda hurts. Maybe
Could be early pancreatitis or a perforated ulcer. Imagine, you need to go to the doctor. You need to get an MRI.
Or maybe she just had too much sambal for lunch.
Do you have fever? Maybe chills? Tenderness to palpation? Yeah, tenderness to palpation? No? Describe the pain on a scale 1 to 10.
Huh? My stomach hurts. Diagnose me. Am I dying?
Did you go to the clinic?
Why would I go? You're studying medicines and a future doctor.
Bang Bang, I love that you trust me, but I'm still learning. I'm not trained to diagnose like a full doctor yet. Do you want to visit the doctor and get it checked instead?
I thought you knew everything by now. I thought having a future doctor friend could save me some money.
I'm still in my first year of medical school. There's a lot more to learn. It's a long way to go. But I promise you, once I become a doctor, you'll be my first patient.
Actually, medical students are not doctors yet. We're still learning, still making mistakes, and definitely not trained to diagnose every vague pain. Medicine takes years of study and experience, so please don't treat us like a 24/7 clinic and make us be able to diagnose every single disease that you have. We'll get there, but not yet.
Hi, Kara.
Hi.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
So, is it true that medical students have no social life at all?
Actually, yeah, it's not true at all because me myself, I have my own social life and also I balance my time with studying and also doing social because we have 24 hours in our day. So why not we try to divide equally for all?
That's great. Thank you.
Lisa, what are you doing? We're all going to the beach, Mom. Come and join us and have some fun.
I can't. Must revise my co-bacterium tuberculosis.
You've been studying all day yesterday and today. Oh, come on, get out and socialize.
I've been talking to myself in the mirror for 5 minutes. That counts as socializing.
Last week she said histology slides were her only friends.
Lisa, what are you
doing? We're all going to the beach mall. Come and join us and have some fun.
Okay, fair, but I need to finish my revision first this week. Then, after that, I'm in. Wait, you really want to go? You really thought you're going to reject us and study all day and be with your flashcard? Of course I'm going. But students have a life too, okay? Human interactions are important to keep us sane.
So you guys do touch grass.
Medical students are humans and need to socialize too. You might not see us socializing, but we do make time to laugh and be normal.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So, is it true that medical school students remember everything and don't feel anything?
I don't think so. It's true because, like, for me, we learn a lot of materials and information, so it's easy to forget if we don't recall it. And failing is common in medical school.
Okay. Thank you, Chasmita. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, Hafiz, I have a quiz for you. I sent it to you already.
Okay, wait, I'll go and check it out.
Okay, it's called If You Can Answer This, You're a Genius. You're the medical student and I'm not, so I'm sure you can answer this. Okay, first question. How many cranial nerves are there?
Easy, there are 12. Some of them are oculomotor, olfactory, optic, trochlea, and trigeminal.
Whoa, stop right there. I don't need to know that. You're like a walking encyclopedia.
Well, call me Mr. Google.
Oh, Hafiz, I have a quiz for you. I sent it to you already.
Okay, wait, I'll go and check it out.
Okay, it's called If You Can Answer This, You're a Genius. You're the medical student and I'm not, so I'm sure you can answer this. Okay, first question. How many cranial nerves are there?
Wait, I just learned this. I remember 5, no, 10. Wait, give me a sec.
Hey, you're the medical student. You're supposed to be a genius. You said you just learned this.
Well, I deleted it from my brain to make space for more stuff.
People who study medicine doesn't remember everything. We sometimes forget. We blank out. We mix nerves and numbers together, especially after the exam. We medical students are not robots. We are just humans. Very tired humans with overloaded brain work.
Garish realized that both interviewees shared how deeply the burnout affected them. One described it as feeling like they were glitching, frozen while everyone else kept going. And the other hit rock bottom and it actually showed in their performance.
True. Yeah, I saw that as well.
And what struck me was how both wore a mask, smiling, laughing, and acting fine, while deep inside they were falling apart. So it wasn't one big breakdown, it's just a slow build up. Pressure, deadlines, and thinking everyone else was coping.
Yeah, I agree with you because I feel like sometimes they choose to hide their feelings instead of expressing it because they're scared of what people think about them, you know?
Exactly.
You know that belief that everyone has it together. It's just so toxic. It's like comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. In medical school, like it's like we've been taught to pretend all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we're so scared to seem weak that every single thing we do, we feel like we're being perceived by others. And like those Me Too moments, that's actually us healing.
Yeah, I agree so much with you because I feel like if I share my, like how hard I'm feeling and everything like that, if I share that to someone and they say, oh, me too, I feel the same way, I feel like something inside me is starting to heal.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, I have a question. What can we do with student ourselves, right? How can we actually support each other? Maybe Lena, you would like to give your opinion?
Yeah, you can start with something small. Just ask them if they're okay. Really ask, don't wait until they break down.
Yeah, like we should also stop glorifying like overworking ourselves. Like saying oh, I haven't slept in like 30 days, I haven't slept in a week. Like, that's not a flex. That's like you're putting a strain on yourself. And also, we should like normalize rest, normalize saying like, oh, I need some time off.
Yeah, I agree so much with your point of view, Iza, because I feel like some students in medical school, they feel proud saying how little sleep they're getting. Right, yeah. Did you guys agree?
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
just like, whoa, you're doing so much better because you're studying more.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, but what if you're the one feeling burnt out? Like, what advice would you give to someone going through it?
Well, I'll first say that burnout is not really much of a weakness. It just means that you have been way too strong, you have been holding on for way too long, but you have not taken a good break. And people should then realize that a rest is not really something that you earn, but it's something that all of us need as humans.
Yeah, I agree so much with you, Hafiz, because I feel like medical students overlooked just how much rest do we need. And I, like, from my personal experience, it's hard for me to accept that it's okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes, even when you see that others are doing okay. When you express your feelings, you are not being dramatic. We are just being human.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah. I concur.
You know what? I started journaling.
Wow, good for you, Yang Yang.
Oh my
God.
Because just by writing things down, it helps me to slow down and be honest with myself.
Oh my god, that's so good. Maybe I should start doing that.
I should do
Yeah,
that.
I should
try it.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's like hard to say things out loud, so you just write it down.
Yeah. Hafiz, will you start journaling like Yang Yang?
Yes, of course. I will do it on my iPhone as it's portable and I can do it anytime and anywhere.
Yeah, oh my god, that's such a great idea.
So, okay, my turn.
Okay.
Go ahead, Iza.
For me,
You go, girl.
calm down. Okay, for me, I just recently, it's not like I just learned to say no, but I've been so used to saying yes all the time that it feels like I've been conditioned to it. But lately, I've been trying really hard to say no. Like, I would wait a minute and then I would like process this thing, like, can I really do this before I accept doing that thing?
Yeah, that's good because you cannot just say yes to every single thing. You are jeopardizing your own mental health.
Yeah, and I'll like break down because even a robot can like do everything all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A similar experience that I have. I start being kinder to myself. Saying things like, just stop when things get hard and take rest as something productive rather than wasting time.
Wow, that's a great idea. I'm so proud of you, Aina.
You go, girl.
Wow, what are some helpful tips, guys? Good job. Personally, what helped me the most was opening up to people I trusted the most. Not for advice, but just to be heard and seen. Having that one safe space makes everything seems less heavy.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah, opening up also really takes courage because you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable place.
I feel like when you open up to someone, you can feel some burden lifted off your shoulders. Don't you guys think so?
Yeah, it feels like our body's being like really lighter and
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to hear that Yang Yang started journaling, Aina being kinder to herself, Audrey started opening up to someone, and most importantly, Iza started to learn to say no.
Yes.
Wait, no. But the bigger question here is, what would you guys do if you are witnessing your own friend struggling? What will you do to help them?
Just be present and listen. Don't rush to solve anything. Just show up.
Yeah, I agree with your. I like how you see things, Naya.
Thank
You go, girl.
Because I feel like sometimes when people come to you for help, they don't want you to give solutions. They just want you to listen. Be an attentive listener.
Like what Audrey said, that she wants to be heard.
Yep.
Also, something to add on is the most meaningful way that we as a friend can offer isn't always a solution, but like you said, but just a shoulder and some listening ears.
Yeah.
Just letting someone know it's okay not to be okay, especially with you, can make difference.
Yeah, what a great point, RJ, and it's
True.
catchy too.
And if I would like to add a little bit more, I really feel like it's very important for us not to say things such as, you'll be fine, it's okay, others have it worse. It's very, very dismissive, even if you mean well, and it will just rub the other person the wrong way, and it will actually causes them to close themselves up a bit more.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's
I-
actually annoying to hear that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
I
fine.
agree.
Honestly, like, it's touching when we talk about this, really, because I feel like sometimes I have it so hard here, and it helps to know that you guys, think the same way too. Yeah.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
Wait, so what about the faculty? What can the lecturers or the faculty itself do to help and address this situation?
Honestly, there's like a lot of things that the faculty can do. But even something as simple as the lecturers like acknowledging our stress can like help us relieve our burden, and like it helps because a little empathy can go a long way.
Wow, a great quote from Isa.
And even something simple like take care of yourself, have a good day. At the end of class actually reminds us that we're all humans, we're all people interacting with one another, and not just a bunch of losers stuck in a class.
Yeah, what an extraordinary point, Hafiz.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes when you have it hard during the lectures, all you want to hear them say is, don't worry students, take it slow, take it one at a time. That's what you want to hear from them, really.
Yeah.
Behind every white coat is a student still figuring things out.
A person with hopes, fears, and hidden pain.
We don't need to be perfect, just real.
You're not weak for needing help. You are brave for speaking out.
To anyone out there who's struggling, you're not alone.
The bravest thing you can do is take off mask and ask for help.